I'm okay with not always being in control, with not always wanting to lead. Hey guys, my name is Vashti Maya. Thank you so much for joining my channel. So I'm going to talk about living a softer life, what that means to me. I know that it means something different to other people, but I'm just going to kind of talk about how I introduce myself to it, what that means for me, what that looks like. This is not going to be a long video. I am not a long-winded talker, so I just like to get straight to the point, so that's what we're going to do. If you're new here, thank you so much for viewing my video, my content. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope you choose to subscribe. So let's get into it. So living a soft life to me is really embracing your femininity more. That's what it is to me. When I say, and I keep making this emphasis to me, because I don't want people to think that I discourage anyone else who doesn't. This is just what has worked for me, and definitely to each their own. So if you have found other ways outside of what I am mentioning, please share it in the comment box for anybody else that could relate to you, and even so that I could possibly learn a few things from you as well. So embracing my femininity is what really allowed me to live a softer life. I was raised in a household where I had a very strong mother figure, kind of what you consider to be an alpha female. And because of that, certain traits that I learned was how to be a strong, independent woman. And while that's not a negative thing at all, sometimes I found that it will combat against my original nature. I am a person who enjoys dealing with men who are alpha. I don't mind to, you know, I don't want to use the word submissive because I think it's been overused it has a negative connotation to it, but I enjoy letting a man lead, and I'm okay with not always being in control, with not always wanting to lead. However, I was grew up in an environment where I was raised by a woman who was very controlling, and through my eyes didn't seem like she wanted a man to take the lead. And then that coupled with, you know, the history of my childhood, I've always had to kind of thrive in what's the term, like survive. I was always in survival mode, so it was a lot for me to break away from and, you know, decide to stop controlling situations, let things happen the way that they happen. So just to give you a little background to understand how hard this really was for me. But stepping into my femininity, stepping into, you know, receiving more rather than giving, stepping into, you know, lowering my tone when I spoke, stepping into responding more than reacting, stepping more into releasing control, and all of those things really help me live a softer life, which just feels good. The importance of living a soft life is not just to have so many things come towards you, not just to receive a lot of things, but your stress levels come down. You're not walking around tense and angry all the time, because it reminds me of just like taking a sigh of relief. You know what I mean? It's like taking a deep breath and just, this feels good. This is nice. This is calm. That's what I was looking for mostly, and that has really, you know, it ended up happening. So number one, I'm gonna just go over 3 things, and if you guys are into this, then I'll make a part 2 video, maybe make it a little longer, but I'm just gonna start off by just mentioning 3 things. So number 1, release control. I know that sounds like the biggest thing in the world, but you know, it happens in phases. So if something's not happening the way you want it to happen, and it's not something that's life or death, it's not something that's super important, let somebody else take the lead on it. And that can be hard for a person who's always just like, no, I have to control things because I need to make sure that it's okay. I mean, control is just a safety mechanism anyway. You want to make sure that if something happens, it's by your own doing, not by somebody else where you don't feel like you have control, you know? So you want to slowly release control. Start by, you know, maybe the type of food that you eat. So instead of always choosing the same things, you know, take that leap of faith to ask the server, what would you recommend? Or if you're going out with bae, like I know with my husband, he's always like, what do you want to eat? And you know, it's just as simple as, you know, just surprise me, whatever you feel like having. Now sometimes that's hard because as a woman, sometimes I don't know what I want to eat all the time. and we can end up just not going out to eat because I'm spending too much time trying to figure out, I don't know what I want to eat. So I'll just like, you know what, you figure out, I'll eat whatever you recommend. Or if, like I said, if you're in a restaurant, instead of getting the normal things you used to, switch it up a little bit. Well, what do you recommend? Do you know what I mean? Things of that nature. This could also, I feel like I have like an eyelash going in my eye right now. If you have children, this is the best time to really practice something like this. So if you have children, lower your voice a little bit. You know, I know sometimes when it's like the 7th time that you tell somebody something, that voice starts to raise, and I totally get it. But, you know, practice with your children. You know, when you're telling them things, use a softer tone. When they say something that you don't like, rather than reacting, respond to what they're saying. So, you know, being a little bit more intentional, being more present in your environment, being more present in your situation could really help in your response, and could really help in how you control certain things. You know, releasing the control of, you know, because I said so, because I'm the parent. Like that's a control mechanism. And honestly, and that's a conversation for another day, that's not the right answer. You know, if someone's asking you why, instead of taking that as a form of disrespect, look at it as perhaps they're trying to understand. So explain it in a way that they will understand, not in a way where it's demeaning to them because you're the parent and you say so. Do you get what I'm saying? And this can be used with everybody, but allowing things to naturally flow towards you could help you to release control a little bit. And maybe you don't do it all at once. Maybe you just take like a little here, a little there along the way, but releasing control, starting to release a little bit of control, how things are done, the direction. If you're in a car with your husband, boyfriend, partner, friend, whatever. I know I've had this issue, but instead of asking them, why are you going this way would have been faster, just let them do what they're doing, right? Like, don't be a backseat driver, don't be a passenger driver, don't be none of that. Just let the driver do what the driver does, unless the question is asked towards you. And I know second nature, sometimes you're just like, no, I have to tell them that they're wrong, I have to tell them this way's faster. But you know, start releasing a little bit and see where that takes you. Okay, the second thing that I have started doing to live a softer life is really planning out my day and letting it flow the way it's supposed to. Sometimes when you don't plan out your day, you kind of just do all these random things, and you get to the end of the day and you're just like, dang, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do that. And so then you start becoming stressed because you're like, dang, how did I forget to handle this? I was supposed to do this, I was supposed to do that, you know. And the stress, the build-up in tension, is real, and the stress is real. So when you stop for a second and you intentionally plan out your day, you're alleviating that stress factor before it even comes, right? Because living a calm, gentle, soft life, you want to alleviate any type of stressors. And so if you can write out certain things you need to do, and you know, write down the time block you want to do it in, and you know, have a schedule, build a schedule. If you can do something like that, it can alleviate your stress patterns. It can alleviate the amount of stress that you're having. And so really planning things out has helped me in the long run. Now, do your days typically go 100% according as planned to your schedule? No, because life happens, certain things happen. I know I had something in my eye, y'all. I know I had a day planned out the day before yesterday, for example. I had a day planned out where I was going to tackle my homework assignments, and then I would have to do like certain things for my podcast, make some YouTube content. And as I was dropping off my toddler to pre-K, I got a phone call from my school-age son, and they were like, he's sick and you gotta come pick him up. And so bye-bye with my day, you know, but I adjusted accordingly. And then it kind of was a plus because, you know, I was able to spend some more time with him. So things don't always go according to plan, of course. But on the days that they do, like today, for example, I wrote out everything that I was going to do, and I have been able to accomplish them. Are they off a little bit by a few minutes? Yes. But ultimately, I'm sticking to that plan, and my stress levels are still down because I'm doing everything that I had planned to do according to the day. And it's only, just now 12 o'clock. So also writing down, you know, certain things on your schedule, writing down certain plans. It kind of lets you know how you're spending your day, so you can adjust as accordingly, you know, which ultimately, if you're living a life or following goals or hitting certain things that you intend to live or do or be or whatever, it's going to bring down your stress levels, and it's going to allow you to know, okay, I need to do more of this. And it encourages you as long as it's on the right path, you know? So that's another thing that I have found works for me. The third thing, which is very typical, but the third thing that I found allows me to live a softer life is really my self-maintenance, right? Or in a sense, self-care. But you guys know, if you guys rock with my podcast, self-care is very deep with me. It's not superficial. It really gets into what self-care truly is. But my self-maintenance is what really helps me live that soft life, because getting a massage, getting my nails done, getting my toes done, getting my hair done, getting my waxes, like all of that stuff is beneficial to me. It makes me feel good. When I'm able to pamper myself and treat myself like I'm important, then I live like I'm important. You know what I mean? And it all ends up working out. So definitely adding like a self-maintenance routine, or you know, the superficial self-care routine, things of that nature, all of that really de-stresses you and helps you live a more fulfilled life. And when you get into things like that, it kind of, I guess somehow it changes your chemical makeup, or whatever chemical, whatever goes on in your brain that releases certain endorphins to make you feel a bit more at ease. Those things have been very beneficial towards me, and hopefully it could be beneficial towards you too. There's so many other things to get in detail about, but like I said, I don't want to be long-winded. I want to make sure I hit on certain points. These are just certain questions that have came through my inbox, and so I just wanted to make sure that I kind of set up a video to introduce these things to you guys. And again, if this is something that you're interested in, you're just like, okay, yeah, I like these tips, then definitely let me know. I will make a part 2 video. I can make it longer, ask certain questions, or you want me to go more in depth into anything, definitely let me know. I don't mind making another video. Do this for you guys to make sure that I answer any questions that you all have. So with that being said, I am gonna go ahead and take my leave, and I do appreciate you guys for rocking with me, watching this video, liking, sharing, subscribing, all of that stuff, turning on post notifications. You guys are amazing. So I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, your week, your month, your year, whatever you're doing when you look at this video, and we'll see each other next time. Ciao.